Good evening and thank you for joining us, Carly. A new team there, but hoping to duplicate the fantastic success they had last year.
Yeah, this team really is coming off an impressive season, so hopefully that momentum, even though it's been a while, it's still there.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing if they can do it again. Gerard, pretty cold day out there.
And the wind hasn't done us any favors at all. It's basically been blowing east. Let's have a look at it there. Blowing out of the east and sometimes south-southeast. It's where it's coming from, and gusting as well, anywhere from 35 to 46 kilometers an hour. Yesterday, I said we would have struggled to get to 16. We got up to 15, which is not too bad. Happened at 4 o'clock or thereabouts. 19% is that humidity, accompanied by blue skies and sunshine. And as we compare across the region, we are running a risk of frost. 14 in the Lakeland and 15 in the Battlefords. We'll talk about more of those implications in our second segment.
As we were just saying, although it feels like it practically happened overnight, you can't help but notice it appears summer's over. In fact, as Robert Buffum reports, people in Lloydminster woke up today to the first frost of the season, something that spelled doom for some local gardens and crops.
Oh, yeah.
Gardeners were taking stock of what was salvageable from their plots here in Bud Miller Park after a killer frost ravaged many of their vegetables.
Anything that wasn't covered will be gone.
With the unusually hot weather that we had last week, it appears some gardeners and farmers were caught by surprise by last night's cold snap. Although they probably shouldn't have been surprised, given that last year's first so-called cold snap of the season happened on September 16th.
Except it was so hot, it was just unseasonably warm. We let our guard down.
L.A.B.I.S figures she lost about a quarter of her crop, and she's not alone in being ambushed by Mother Nature.
Well, this morning, because I did not come and cover up last night, I had to come over and pull my squash. It's frozen.
With temperatures dipping as low as -4 early this morning, most vegetables and plants left uncovered or not protected by soil won't have stood much of a chance.
Just anything below ground obviously isn't going to be affected, but stuff like your Swiss chard and your lettuce and everything is getting hit right now. I think all the gardeners who work here know that, and most of them will be in today and seeing what damage happened.
Despite Mother Nature's seemingly capricious and harsh blow, local gardeners were still counting their blessings.
I have a great harvest. It was a good garden this year.
And we're grateful for what they were able to save. The forecast calls for an overnight low of 3 degrees, but there is still another risk of frost tonight, and these green thumbs weren't taking any chances. Robert Buffum, Newcap News.
A Midwest teen is creating a buzz throughout Alberta after holding a protest against Walmart. As Clayton Brown explains, a goodbye letter in the Cold Lake newspaper last week by a former Walmart greeter grabbed the teen's attention, especially when she found out why he was leaving.
For 5 years, shoppers have been greeted at the door of the Walmart in Cold Lake by Ron Gillette. But his friendly face will no longer be there to greet customers. The franchise is taking away stools from the greeters.
My situation is this: if I try to help my wife do the dishes, I stand for 5, 10, 15 minutes, I've got to sit down. And so I said, well, that leaves me no choice. I'm going to have to quit.
Management offered Ron other positions in the store, but he declined and handed in his resignation.
I just don't want any other position. I am who I am. I love people. I love being a greeter. I enjoyed my job for 5 years.
Enter Amber Phillips. The local teen read about the situation in the newspaper and decided she needed to do something about it. So she organized a protest.
My friends were all saying we should start some kind of a group to let Ron know that people are supporting him and really miss him being at Walmart. And I thought, why not a protest too?
I had nothing to do with this, but here we are. These people are supporting me, and I appreciate what they're doing. I really do.
And her fight has been gaining steam as people from across the province have joined in to lend their support.
The word went around other people even, so it was awesome. Like, it's reaching Edmonton, Calgary. They're doing protests for Walmart now.
We contacted Walmart and talked to a representative. She said the issue is still under review, but declined any further comment. In Cold Lake, Clayton Brown, Newcap News.
After months of preparation, the L.A.B.I.S back-to-school grocery shopping spree wrapped up today. Emmett Murphy has more about the lucky winner who had the chance to spend $1,000 at Sobeys in just 3 minutes.
Ready, set, go!
Blaine Waldorf of Lloydminster bought this year's winning ticket. He was well prepared, scouting the store before he made his mad dash.
Just to see, basically, I knew what cuts of meat I wanted, and I just basically wanted to know where they were situated in the store, get an idea where stuff was, try to get an advantage.
Waldorf was one of the nearly 2,000 people who bought tickets to support the Lloydminster and Area Brain Injury Society.
The event went great. It was very exciting. We didn't sell out all of our tickets, but it doesn't matter. Our winner had so much fun.
The proceeds of the fundraiser going directly to programming costs at L.A.B.I.S. Gauthier says that this year's near sellout is encouraging, but can still be better.
I really thought that we'd sell out. I mean, who wouldn't pay $5 for a chance at $1,000 in groceries? But apparently a lot of people in Lloydminster weren't that interested.
The lower than expected support hasn't diminished hopes of continuing the event in the future, though. Both Sobeys and L.A.B.I.S. are ready to take on the challenge next year.
And in fact, one employee after it was all done said that was so much fun, we should do this once a week, so it was great.
I hope that we can do it again. I hope that Sobeys doesn't mind us coming in and taking over the store for 20 minutes, and I'm really excited about the chance to do it again. I'm sure if we do, we'll sell out next year.
Emmett Murphy, Newcap News.